The Gabagales are here to give you a full recap of this week's episodes of Days of Our Lives. And trust me, it's a killer. Coming up next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Why, good afternoon, all of you Days of Our Lives fans. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Dishin Days, where we give you a full recap of this week's episodes of Days of Our Lives. I'm your host, Tony Gal, and I am joined by a gaggle of gals. Starting to my far left, we have my chocolate twin in the house.
That's right, James Gal. I'm here.
And of course, we have our very lovely and beautiful
Tami Gale.
And of course, joining us again this week, we have our wonderful, handsome.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Michael Mattes is my name, by the way.
Or
Michael Gal.
Michael Gal. Oh, sorry.
Come on, Gal.
Oh my
Come
God.
on,
Sorry.
girl.
Come
I'm
on.
sorry.
Get it
The
together.
wig is really messing with me, okay?
right.
Ain't used to it.
Oh my God.
We are in full Gabagale form today. If you guys are watching live, thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to like us and follow us on all social media platforms. We are Dishin Days on Facebook and Instagram, and _Dishin Days on Twitter. The @
Is implied.
Thank you very much. And before we get started, James Lott Jr.,
Yes.
you have a surprise.
Can you turn your phone off, please? Jesus.
Get it together. You act like you've never done this before.
I'm just so new.
We
Ironically.
need to have one of those
It's
before
the
the
heat
movies
on
things
the
where it
head.
says silence your phone.
Well, ironically, this week's my 3-year anniversary at AfterBuzz.
Yay!
So obviously I have done before. In honor of that, and my 3-year anniversary is always tied to this show, Dishin Days. This is where I started. So let's throw to that first clip of my first ever appearance on television as a host.
Welcome to AfterBuzz TV. I'm your host,
3 years
Martin
ago.
Freeman,
Oh my
and
God.
we're here doing our Days of Our Lives recap show. With me today are
Peter, the real Dooligan.
James
Lott Jr.
Peter, Black Hope LA.
James is
feel
filling
like I was
in
10
for
years
us
younger.
today
Oh,
because
that's back when you were
Tony
Black
is
Hope.
Yes,
off
Black
in
Hope. I remember we missed that one. Everybody missed
Miss
that one.
it.
I didn't
miss
ask what he
it.
was doing.
So I just want to show that. Actually, that was my first ever walking in as a host on television. I'd never done it my entire life. I was like, whatever. I was filling in for Tony Moore, who was in Canada. You were doing an event.
Oh, I was in Canada.
The first time I came.
Yes.
The second time I came, you were in Australia.
Yes.
So my surprise, I have not seen this ever until I looked at it last night. From 3 years ago, our first appearance together on this show. I've never looked at it ever. From April 2015, show
Oh
that
my
clip.
gosh.
Like a baby. You were a baby.
Soap opera, Days
I didn't
of
have
Our
hair.
Lives. I am your host, Tony Moore, and I am joined by my lovely co-host. We have right next to me in the far left with the highest hair ever.
Martin Freeman.
And filling in for Peter today, we have the super organizer himself.
James Lott Jr.
Thank you, James, for joining us today. And happy Daytime
There's
Emmy
the Emmys.
Awards Day,
Oh.
everyone.
And you can tell you're going to say something right now.
You guys
So-
are dual watching. You got that? Dual watching. You're watching us. You're watching the Emmys and us at the same time. Make sure you keep us up to date. Right before we got on, we got word that our very own Freddie Smith won an Emmy today. Congratulations.
And
Freddie
this-
Smith.
And this next
And
statement
we're
right
sending
here.
out good vibes to everyone else in hopes that they win their awards. Unfortunately, I just saw that Camila didn't win her award.
What an ironic thing.
How
Camila.
ironic.
Camila was up for an Emmy and she didn't
we're
win.
keeping hope for
So I just want to show that. Now, it's our first time I met him. I hadn't
Yes.
met him. I filled in for him, and then I filled in for Peter. And when I look at that clip of the three of us, that kind of was the beginning of our magic.
It was.
Leave me
It
and
was.
Mark.
And for those of you who don't know, and Tammy and Michael, you guys don't know, apparently James was intimidated to meet me.
I was.
And
I was a
then,
little. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh.
I mean, you and I have seen each other like out, but
Your reputation precedes
you know,
you.
you're like the leader here. You know, I didn't want to disappoint you or like mess up and.
I am no one.
But
I come in and chit chat like
You
y'all.
are.
Well, for me,
But no, it's like you're the like I
Right.
said, you're like the face of this show.
Right.
So when
Yes.
when you come in, you're just like, I want to do well. I
that
don't
was
want
me.
him
I
to
told
get-
you, did I
don't
tell you
want-
that? I
yeah.
said exactly, Michael, same thing. I said to Tony, it was more of just that this was his show. I was
Right.
told this was his show. I hope I don't know what he thought about my appearances on there. I don't know if he likes me or not. I was just a little nervous, but he gave me a huge hug when I met him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, hi. Yeah, he was like, hi. He was like, hi. He gave me a big hug. We had a big hug. We had a great time. So,
You know, I love that everyone treats me like Miranda Priestley.
that is all.
I should come in here and start going coat bag.
But I
And
hadn't
everyone
seen-
is now named
but,
Emily.
but I hadn't seen that, so I want to thank Tony Moore and Mark
Yay.
J. Freeman for my beginnings on television.
Well, it has been magical ever since until the Super Bowl about like a year ago when
Yes.
James decided to part ways. But it's okay. I told him I wasn't taking
Never.
a no, so and that's why he's here today.
I'm here today.
So thank you, James Lott Jr. and happy 3-year anniversary.
Happy
Thank
anniversary.
you.
Happy
Thank you.
anniversary. Happy
you.
anniversary.
Oh my gosh, I forgot the hourglass in the locker.
I know. I
Dang
just
it.
realized. I was like, oh.
My bad. My bad. This is what happens when
wigs
Mark
are
J.
big.
Freeman is not here. I was so concentrating on the wig that I couldn't help
Right.
it. Whatever.
throwing us off.
But it won't mess up our show. So
We'll use this. This will be the
that'll be the
makeshift
hourglass.
yeah.
This
So
is- near him is the-
what did you guys think of?
Oh, 1 second.
Oh,
You got
what
it.
happened?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
You couldn't hear.
I can hear.
Oh, now you can hear. So what did you guys think of this week of days? I thought it was an info week.
It was an info week until like the Friday's show. Like Friday's show was
Oh,
like
yeah.
a great
Oh, yeah.
Friday
Oh,
show.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Harken back to the old days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
And then I was at the edge of my seat with Billy
Yes.
coming in.
It was so good to see
Why was
her.
that a surprise to me? Like when the scene where
Yeah.
John and the muckety muck were in the mausoleum and he was holding a
Derek?
gun to John and you heard the gunshot
Yes.
and then it was Billy that shot him. I was like,
Yeah.
And then afterwards I was like, why is that such a surprise to me?
Right.
Like why am I surprised by that? Like they got me.
yeah. Well, it happens.
Because I was like, oh.
Well, I didn't realize Billy was coming to soon. That Billy, Lisa Rinna was coming to soon. I knew she was coming back, but I didn't know she was coming to soon. But it makes sense. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
It all makes
Well,
sense.
if you watch The Real Housewives of Beverly
Yeah.
Hills, she mentioned that she was coming back as an FBI.
Right.
So I was
I
like,
haven't watched it. I haven't watched it.
okay. Oh, I love. Shout out to Lisa Rinna.
Yes.
And Lisa
Shout
Rinna,
out to Lisa Rinna.
we want you
We
in
love
this
you.
studio. We
Come
want
on,
you to come
girlfriend.
in and talk to us. So fans, y'all tweet Lisa Rinna and say, girl,
Yes.
come on in here and talk to us.
That's right.
All right. So with all that in mind, it's now time to start
Dishin
Days.
Here you go.
Yay!
Tony's Ashes.
Set it and forget it.
And forget it. All right.
Tony's
So
ashes.
So first of all, in honor of our wigs,
Yes.
we will start this off with Andre's murder and Gabigail.
I love that name.
Isn't it great?
That's a great name.
Gabigail.
Great. Gabigail. I saw it online. I love it.
So Gabby was brought up on charges for murder one. Okay,
Lots of shade happened in Salem
I know.
towards Gabby. Lots of shade.
D.A. Trask is
Oh
back.
my god. I know. I love her.
Okay, do you love how she turned to like you hated her
Yeah, of
at
course.
first and then she was like macking on Stefan and you're like, oh girl, I get you.
I get you too.
You're
Me
like,
too.
I
Me
get
too.
you.
Me too. Okay, I'm on. You're fine. I get
But
it.
also, I was just kind of like, oh, girl, here she comes again, just trying to like, cause who's okay? It was Hope. Was it Hope and Stefano's murder that she was like?
Yeah,
like,
she was part of that.
Harp-
She was part
like
of that.
harping on?
but
Yes.
then, yeah, and
Yeah.
then Gabby was released from jail on a
Yes.
technicality, and she was all messed
She was
up
pissed.
mad
Right.
about that.
Okay,
so-
but girl, like, come on, D.A. Trask, like, let's do your job properly and let's make sure
Melinda.
that. Oh, is that her
Melinda.
name? Is it
Yes,
Melinda?
Melinda.
I love in the scene at at Doug's place where she was like just blasting Abby publicly and blah 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 blah. Then all of a sudden Gabby's away and she's like, I really can't talk about the case.
I know.
I'm like, wait a minute, didn't you just
Right.
go on a tirade? Now you're like, I can't talk about it. Like,
I just
okay.
love how Judy was like, and here's a drink on the house, lady, because she was all about
An
hating to give
Alabama slammer.
here
Did you
for
notice how it was half full
Yeah, I
too?
know, I know.
I was like, I would have returned that and been like, no.
Yeah, like come on, girl, fill it up. We're on the same side.
Do you guys think that Julie will ever get over Gabby killing Nick?
No, she
No.
shouldn't. She
Should,
shouldn't.
but no.
I say she shouldn't.
It's her
Oh, you
family.
say she shouldn't?
It's her family.
Yeah, it's her family.
And
Okay.
Eli's her family. I say she shouldn't.
Yeah.
Screw Gabby Hernandez. I know I like the character. And I love Camila, of course. But for Julie's way, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
Patty-
loved Nick.
Patty LaBelle. But Nick was team
Don't
too
matter.
much.
His family.
You're gonna always stand up for your family, good, bad, or indifferent.
And he didn't do
that's what she's doing.
and he didn't do anything to her. I mean, he didn't hurt her. I mean, it was Gina did to Julie. He was a troubled child.
Who, Nick Fallon?
Yes.
He did to hurt Gabby?
Yeah.
No, I said
Didn't he
Julie.
try to rape her?
No, I said Julie. He didn't
Oh,
mean Julie. I'm saying Julie. It's
oh.
like she's a family member trying to believe that you can believe her cousin was
Right.
like,
Okay, I
But
get you.
it's still at some point, like, acknowledge that your family member is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, we all got that one uncle that's a little crazy. We know he crazy, but like, we just accept it.
I think Julie's like two wrongs make a right though.
Well, I guess so.
He's like,
Okay, good points, and you're absolutely right. She shouldn't give it up, but watching it on screen and her just going off on it again,
Yeah.
you're like, okay, come on. Like,
Yeah.
it's been a couple
Yeah.
years, but good points, and I kind of agree now hearing that.
Yes.
Okay, so now at first they were like, yeah, this is like
I know,
whenever
I
listen,
know.
whenever I have
haven't flipped
hair,
in years.
yeah, yeah, it's like
Wow.
Turn back.
You look really pretty with that long dark wig.
yeah. Everybody is feeling their fantasy today.
We are wig-tastic today.
Wig-tastic.
Yep.
So with the murder, they were saying whoever has the top of the martini shaker,
Kind of.
is the murderer.
This is forever going to be it's not an urn anymore.
It's not an urn.
No,
It's not an
no,
urn.
no,
It's like
it's
it's
a
not an
martini
urn.
shaker.
The
Yes.
pixel-sized martini shaker.
Yeah, but then Rafe and Eli was then also saying that they couldn't find Tony's phone.
Right.
Right.
And then we
Stefan
saw
has it.
that Stefan had Tony's phone, and there was a message that said, like, oh, let me put it in my words. Hey, girl, we need to talk about Gabby Sheik. So I know you're working late, so I'm gonna come down there and talk to you.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
Yeah,
it.
it was pretty much. Yeah.
But I'm just kind of like, okay, like I guess I don't understand. There's another piece to this puzzle,
Right.
Because it's weird that like he's keeping the phone and made sure that he had to delete
Right.
the message. You know what I mean? And Vivian and Stefan keep saying what we did.
Well, no, and that's
we
what I was
did.
saying last week. What they did, what they're talking about, is not related to Andre's
But
murder.
if
I
he's
don't
got
think.
his cell phone,
But it's there's
that's
something
like you
else.
said, a whole other piece to the puzzle.
Yeah.
That maybe
There was
is a
something
tie.
else. There was something else going on. I don't think that.
Are you in denial? Do you just not want Stefan and Vivian to be a part of this?
No, I don't think it's too obvious.
Okay.
You know, I always see. I don't take what I see on screen as face value because Days has trained me not to. Basically,
That part of it.
like 24 years of watching this show, and I'm like, nothing is what it seems. You know.
Right,
So I
right.
think what they're talking about is something. What they're talking is something completely different that we don't know, and nothing to do with the
With
murder.
Andre's murder.
With the actual murder. You know what I mean?
But that cell phone completely threw me.
It did. It threw
Completely
me
threw
too.
me.
Well, I was just kind of like, okay, well, it puts you. You're just another person around the time that Andre died, but it doesn't necessarily implement you. You know
Implicate.
what I mean? Implicate. Thank
Sorry.
you. Because no, it's fine.
He used it.
because because oh, that's not my phone. Because it's Andre's phone.
We have the murder weapon and the phone.
The phone here.
This is not looking good for us.
Are you the murderer?
That wig.
With this hair, you
With
know,
that wig, girl.
anything is possible.
And you know
That's
where to
true.
get the coat.
Right. We'll say that later. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, and then the whole thing with, first of all, when that Abigail, same thing,
Yeah.
keeps having the dreams about
Yes.
about
That was
fighting Andre and
phenomenal.
stuff like that, and
Yeah.
then and the blood and all that, and then waking up, and this was Friday's episode, waking up, and then we see the coat and the gloves and the sachet up which Marcy Miller, mind you,
Right.
don't act like we didn't see that sachet up those steps, hunty.
Okay.
And then when Stefan walked in and was like, Gabby, and she did the slow turnaround and it was Abigail, I was like, but for some reason, Stefan didn't look shocked that it was Abigail. Was it me that looked on his face like,
Well, I know there wasn't really a reaction. It
Yeah.
was just kind of like him being.
yeah,
The reaction
Like-
was for us. The reaction was for us to show
Right.
us that it's Abigail.
yeah.
But maybe that's just his character. Like he doesn't get because so far with Stefan, we haven't really seen like a lot of
He doesn't get shook.
emotion. You
Yeah.
know, we haven't seen a lot of reaction, I guess. So
Yeah.
maybe that was his like he's confused. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know
That
to be
moment
like.
happened so fast
Yeah.
too that it was him, and then it cut straight to her.
Yeah.
So I think maybe more of the reaction will come.
Will happen Monday.
On
Monday,
Monday,
yeah.
right?
And she was obviously planting the
Evidence,
other
right.
evidence in Stefan's room because it wasn't in Abigail and Chad's room because Chad wasn't laying in there. It was Stefan.
Right.
All I know is from that one turn that changed the world,
Yes.
I was like, now I'm in.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
now I'm into the storyline. Now I'm into the storyline. And because, of course, I'm the resident GH person because I did GH Report, Ron wrote great DID stories especially for the queen of all DID on television, Victoria Laura Buchanan, and also her daughter, Jessica Buchanan. He did great stories, so now I'm excited to see how he writes this.
Yes.
I'm excited I love Marcy, I love her portrayal of Abigail, so I'm curious to see how they work this together now. Now I'm ready. Now I'm invested.
Yeah. Because
I'm
with
like, damn.
that slow turnaround, you were like,
I was shocked.
yeah.
The collective gasp.
Yeah.
Yes, completely.
And then
Right?
it ended on such a good note. And then in our group chat, Michael had told me that it was Abigail before I had a chance to watch, but it was okay.
I know. I
my
totally
God.
I did not spoiler alert.
Oh my God.
No,
Spoiler
because
alert.
I'm on Twitter a lot,
all- yeah.
and I see stuff, so things are spoiled for me.
Right, exactly. Me too.
But I did feel bad about spoiling.
Don't
it
feel
for
bad.
You, so
Well,
I apologize.
I
figure,
actually-
I just assume I'm like everyone's on Twitter that much, right? Oh no.
Well,
it's just me. I'm married and have no life. What do you want? Like, so I know what happens before I see it, and I guess I shouldn't assume that.
Well, I was on. Well, before you messaged us, I was on Instagram and saw a picture of Marcy in dark hair,
It was
and I was
all over,
like,
yeah.
oh,
I missed it. I didn't see it. I missed it.
yeah. I was like, okay, this is. But it still shocked me because she turned around like just as calm and collected. Like
It was still
I'm
fun.
Gabby.
It was still fun to watch, even though I knew what was coming.
It was
Yeah.
It was a classic soap opera.
Yes.
soap opera
right?
moment.
Yes.
Completely.
And I love those moments. That's why, on this show we've agreed not to do spoilers
Yes.
because we still want to be surprised.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people think that we know stuff. We don't know nothing
No.
because we don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. I want to be surprised. I want to be at the edge of my seat. That's it. All right, so so that's pretty much it with that storyline.
Before
go
we
ahead.
move
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
of Stefan,
Yeah.
the moment for me this week was him and playing chess.
Oh,
Holy mackerel!
Such a great
so
scene.
When we
So
had,
simple, but such a great scene.
when we had Teo on as a guest, he said that Tyler Christopher was the first actor cast as a Demura that he really felt had the essence, the darkness of a Demura, and that's what
That's- we saw it.
That
Yeah.
scene, it's like, oh,
I'm mentioning. I'm piggyback off of you. I wanted to say it was kind of ironic you said that because for 100 years he was Nicholas Castle on General
I
Hospital.
know, and I thought that is the best
Yes.
role he'll ever
And-
have.
Same here.
Right?
And then, however, and he was a good guy. He was the good guy in that bad
had a
family.
conscience.
And ironically, Teo played his Uncle Victor in that show. He's a cast line also. Small world. But this week solidified for me, he is Stefan O'Demira.
Yes.
Oh, Demira. I know he is. To me,
is.
he is. And Tyler is a great actor, but I was just not sure how I was going to translate. Like, is this too close to him playing a Cassadine? And can he play bad? I'm sorry, Billy Flynn, I'm sorry, I love you. Him and Marcy Miller have amazing chemistry.
This
I'm
week,
sorry,
this
they
week
do.
kind of turned me. Like, I've always been a Billy Flynn
Right.
/ Chad fan.
Right.
This week kind of turned me,
I-
and I'm like,
Listen.
kind of digging
I
Stefan
know.
O.
listen. Ever since Stefan O came about and was having scenes with Abigail, I've been like, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here
Well,
for
and
it.
the thing is, it gave us like a confirmation into the way the character's thinking, because when a character's just interacting with other people, you don't know if they're like legit
Right.
in what
Yeah.
they're saying.
You don't know
and
their inner monologue,
It's those
yeah.
it's those moments where they kind of have a monologue to themselves, and they used to do this all the time, like way back when.
Yes,
And
yes.
it's like it confirmed to us. It's like, okay, he's a Demira. He's after Abigail, or he has a thing for Abigail. It's definite now. So now we know his motives, his agendas.
Yes, now we can follow him and see what happens.
Yeah.
I just say, but then also for Chad and Abigail supports, they're good together. I love Billy Flynn, the way he just talks to Stefan is so hilarious.
Yeah.
There's winks in
You're
there.
gonna
And
stay home tonight with your mama?
And I know, I love that
Happy
line. I
Valentine's
love that
Day.
line. And he kind of
He's
smiled.
cackling.
He's
He's
cackling on the way
cackling.
out. I thought it was
Oh my
hilarious.
God.
So it's kind of energized that whole family a little bit.
Yeah.
But I would say I can see Stefan and Abigail. I can see something. I was like, well,
Me too. I've seen it since the beginning, but Leave it to somebody like Mark J. Freeman.
Oh yeah, who's not here today? Sorry,
Who?
folks. People were asking where he was.
Oh yes. Mark is not here. He's dealing with family issues.
Yeah,
So
issues.
we send our love
Yes,
and
we
hugs
do.
out
We love
to
you.
Mark.
Yes, we do.
All right. So I'm shedding.
Me too. I'm sitting too.
Sorry.
Vitamin B deficiency.
All right. All right. So
Biotin.
are we
Is that-
are we all done with?
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna
I
sweat.
had to
Okay.
bring stuff in.
Oh, can we take these off?
Oh, y'all are taking them off.
Oh, well, I was like, good night, everybody. Oh my God, what's wrong with me? I'm sweaty. I can put it back on for a picture. I can put it back on.
Rude.
I'm all. No, I'm kidding.
So stupid.
I'll get over here.
Well, should we all take them
Should
off
we all
now?
take it?
Yeah, because if one has them off, then you know.
It's making me sweat.
Ow.
But we'll put them back on for our picture
Yeah, for
later.
This is going to be scary.
Is it?
I feel like the Sunset Boulevard.
This is Kiss Unmasked. Come on, let's do it.
Okay. I have to see. Luckily, I have the type of hair now where you just kind of shake it out and then it's totally fine. So, all right. So moving on, we have the Steve, John, and Billy storyline. I'm very intrigued by this storyline because there's such a push-pull with John having to do this assignment but doesn't want to do this assignment, and now Billy's involved, which I'm
Yes.
excited about.
Yes.
But it's just kind of like, I still would like to know two things. One, John, why do you have to do this to Steve?
Right.
Two,
Right.
where are Paul and Will?
And Will, yes.
Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming that the reason why Billy got caught in the mausoleum was because I don't think John killed Will and Paul.
Oh, no.
I think they're tranquilized.
Yes.
And,
Yeah, and then Billy was, like,
Billy had to
helping,
had
taking
to
care
get
of
rid
it.
of the
Yeah.
bodies.
Yeah.
So they're somewhere in a dungeon, just kind of like
It's days.
yeah.
The secret
I-
room in the Demira
Yeah.
house.
Yeah,
Sure, why
and
not?
I think right before she was done, that's when Kate walked in. Like I don't think she necessarily was supposed to be seen,
Right.
But Kate caught her,
caught her,
yeah.
in there. But I still think it's
Because
it was a
Lisa
great
Rinna
moment.
kind of played it like,
Oh.
I'm not doing anything. you
Yeah,
know,
right.
Like,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
like, oh, I was looking for you, and I figured you might be here.
And it's cold. Let's get out of here. It's cold
Yeah,
in here.
yeah,
Let's get out of
yeah,
here. It's cold.
yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah, Lisa Rinna looks good though. She
Yes.
looks good. She's
I
still
love the burgundy. That was a beautiful color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So welcome back, Lisa Rinna.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how. Okay, so John is slipping.
Well, yeah, because at the end, the other cliffhanger at the end of Friday's show was Steve like
yeah.
Waking up and
catching
being
him,
like,
being
"What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Right.
But I think now that Kayla revealed to Steve that there was poison found in him, I feel like with his ISA training, I think he's putting the dots together. So I think he was laying there thinking like, whoever's doing this is
They're
going to
gonna
come
come
back
in
and
here.
try to finish.
Yeah.
And when John walked in, he woke up and was like,
What are you doing?
"What you doing?"
Yeah.
Now, knowing me, I would be dead to the world.
No pun intended.
You wouldn't have meant to fall asleep, but
I would have been like, "Okay, I'm gonna act like." No.
Me too. I'd have been knocked out.
Yeah. So this storyline is very intriguing because, and then you got the muckety muck guy, or as I call him, the drug guy. I can't remember what I listed him as, but no one knows his name. But
He was his name from All My Children for me. I was like, he's from All My
Yeah.
Children. He's
Yeah. All My
Derek.
Children,
Derek from
Derek.
All My Children.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
well, whoever he is, but apparently, like everyone's watching, and that whole like gunfight that happened between him and John, and luckily Billy came and like and John was even like, "Look, I'm slipping." I'm like, "Yeah, you are, girl," because Will found out, Paul found out, you had to get rid of them. Steve done caught you now. Trip almost caught you.
Right.
Like you are not the John Black ISA that we used to know.
Do you think it's because he's so shook up about this whole experience?
I would think so.
Or
I honestly think he doesn't want to do it.
he doesn't want to do it, so he's making these mistakes or...
Yeah.
Right.
But there's some reason that I hope they reveal soon as to why he's having to do it.
yeah.
So here's the question, and it happened so quickly, I don't know if very many people caught it. So Billy kills Eminem, Muckety Muck, and John says thank you, and then he says, now we've got to be extra careful because she
Yeah, I just said I had that.
is gonna find out that he's dead, and we've got to cover.
Oh, so
Right.
there's a she.
There's a she, and I rewound it because I was like,
I heard
did
she.
he say
Said she.
she?
Yeah, I missed that.
So
heard it.
there's a she behind all of this.
Because I want to hear who's behind this. I want to know who's behind, but I heard she.
Oh, another piece of the puzzle.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Good for you, because I think I was looking down or eating a Swiss roll cake during that time. One of those was happening. Yeah, but this storyline is I'm in.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Me too.
I want to know. I just need to know why and where's Will and Paul.
Yeah, I agree. I'm there.
I hope they're somewhere like waking up with each other, and then like this will be their time where they feel like they're in love with each other.
They're having sexy
A little
times.
romance.
Little
I know,
romance.
longtime fan, Issa will be so mad at me, but I'm sorry. I like Paul and Will together.
Me too.
We love
I
you,
like Paul
Issa.
and Will
The
together too.
whole Hardy Boys thing
Yeah.
was a little corny, but I'm into it.
Yeah, I like a little corn.
Paul deserves a little,
I think
Something.
so. I think so. He's hot.
Yeah. Well,
Definitely.
anywho, moving right along, we now have Jennifer and Eric.
Hashtag power of the donut.
Hashtag bored to out of my mind.
Oh. Yeah, it's just kind of there.
Oh, I was like, the donuts? Give me that the donuts?
It's my donut.
I'm sorry. I'm all about her and that new guy. I'm all about him. Whoever he came out of nowhere. I was like, who are you? You're hot.
Henry?
Yeah, I like him. I was like, I thought I wanted Eric and Jennifer together like a long time ago. It's just like 10 years later they're finally trying to do something. What's going on? I'm bored out of my mind. And then the donut, like a donut. Is this a comedy routine?
First of
Yeah.
all, it's Alice's donut, so that would make you crazy. Anyway, I never had one, but they look so good.
They do look
they
good.
did look good. The donuts did look good.
Yeah.
They did look good.
But I don't know if I've ever given my thoughts about Jennifer and Eric. I'm pretty sure I have. Are y'all yay or nay for Jennifer and Eric?
Nay.
Yay.
I'm neither. I'm like, I'll accept them together. I'll accept them not together.
You're just
Either
a
way,
fan
I'm just
with
like,
open arms.
they exist. They are there.
I like.
Good for them.
And the reason is
That honestly, like, I'm not really invested in that part, but I mean, it's nice that they finally made their way to it. It just all seems like a bunch of BS, and it's like all because what's her name? Anna misoverheard something.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was all that this was.
Twice,
and that I don't know.
I know.
Tammy.
They can do much better with those two.
Tammy's a
Jennifer
sap for
doesn't
love.
want to be hurt. This is why she's holding
no one
back.
does.
And I liked their storyline in the past, the whole addiction.
Me too. No, me
you know,
too. I was
when,
in for that.
You know, they were helping each other out, and like you said, that
Yep.
I was really rooting for them. So now's their time. I'm still rooting
Also, their
for
name.
them.
Also, their name together is generic. How appropriate.
Oh my living word!
My living word. You know, bitches. I'm back.
Wow.
I'm just like,
It's
okay.
sweet. It's romantic. It's
Okay.
romantic.
Romantic.
It's romantic.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, listen.
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm all for new people. Like, I liked her and the doctor together
Yeah.
because it's someone new. Like,
Yes.
I feel like, a lot of times, like, everyone's dating everybody and there's misconnections and stuff like that. And I was just like, I kind of like her being able to just explore someone new,
Well, she has, and there's no chemistry, so.
you are just
girl,
all
I disagree
about-
with that
okay.
one. Girl, I
You
disagree
just-
with that one. I still love you, but I disagree with that one. No,
Listen.
here's the deal.
He took it like a champ. Like, when he come
That was
busting up in
awkward.
there.
In
Yeah.
that moment, that was
I
obvious.
said I was
Exactly.
laughing when he said that.
I was
no,
like,
man.
we're all thinking the same thing, and Jennifer's sitting there like doughy-eyed and looking at Eric, and he's just chilling back like, listen, dude, we on a date, but I'm gonna let you have your moment.
Here's
And he's a stand-up guy. He paid the check. He still paid the
He
check.
did
at the
pay a
very
check.
end.
Now, somebody here mentioned that she's too old for it. I don't care about that part. Older women, younger women, that's fine. I just think that Jennifer, Missy Reeves can act, first of all.
Yeah.
She has proven it that she can act. And so can Greg Vaughn. We love Greg
Yeah.
Vaughn, friend of our show. We love them. I want them other people.
But I think at this point, with like, you can't look at these two characters in their like actual age.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's like
I agree.
they're soap opera ages,
Yeah.
and so you kind of have to just overlook that.
I agree with that. That's the least of what I think about.
Yeah.
With them. But I just
I
think
think
they
they're
should
cute
go
together. Like
They look
Yeah.
nice on paper and stuff. Yeah.
So they look nice
Just
on
pet the
paper.
wig.
Pet the wig.
Just pet the
Shady
wig.
Sundays.
Yeah, Shady Sunday.
All right, so those were our top storylines, and let's get into our tidbits. We have JJ, Lonnie, and Eli. Oof.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Lordy.
That's a good. I love that. I like that storyline.
Oh, but it just keeps getting like deeper and deeper
I know.
and deeper and deeper. And there was a moment where I just sit there and I'm just like, I feel like the old lady in church, like,
It was that moment. Oh no, he's not.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
No.
yeah. And it's kind of like I feel like he is doing this just because she is pregnant,
Right.
and that he's not like he likes her. I would say love, but I feel like the relationship hasn't built enough to where it makes sense to where they're like getting.
Oh, I love
married.
Doug. Doug was good.
Yeah,
he's like
that seems-
he's like Doug. You think he's like progressive? Like Doug's not. You know, he understands what's going on.
Yeah.
He had his. If you watched the show a long time ago, he had his own past too with Addie and all that stuff. But anyway, I like that he told him, so you don't have to get married.
Yeah,
I didn't marry my baby mamas. Now my kids and I are close.
yeah.
And that's the truth. So I like that he talked to him, that he's the resident kind of patriarch in the family.
Yeah.
And there was a man-to-man talk. He was like, you don't have to marry her. You
Right.
can love her and
Yeah.
still date her and then still be there
And
for the
still
baby.
raise your
yeah,
baby.
I like that was a great progressive attitude. I like that.
I think the person who had the look that we all had when the proposal was happening was Eli.
Eli.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because Eli
He
was
was
looking like
just.
He's like,
it's like, are you for real?
yeah, totally.
Like you're gonna like in his face, you saw him say, "Are you for real? So you really gonna do this? You know that's my baby, right? So you really gonna say yes? Like those were all the thoughts that Eli was saying. So kudos to Lamone Archie
Oh, yeah.
for
Yeah.
giving
Oh,
us
yeah.
all that.
he
Appreciate
did.
you.
And
Yeah,
Lonnie
did.
kept looking at him.
yeah.
Right.
If I was JG, I'd be
be like,
like, "Hello,
looking at?
I'm proposing."
Yeah, what are you looking at? What are you looking
Looking
at?
With your great grandmama's ring.
Oh, I know. See, talk about getting deeper.
See
Yeah.
something like that. I feel like when it starts being like the family heirlooms, you have to know
Okay.
for sure for
I agree
a
with that.
fact.
I
like
agree.
this is who I want to be with. This is who and we should feel that. Like we're all sitting here like the old lady in church, like.
Right.
Someone should turn that into a gift.
So I turned into a gift, you guys.
Someone should.
Turn it into a gift. Turn it into a gift.
I did it again just so they could have it. That's definitely a gift.
There, one shot people in the channel was like, Eli was like, oh, hell nah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. I don't.
Julie didn't have much of a reaction when Doug told her either.
I know.
She was like, "You're so cute in that hat."
I know.
I was like, "Oh, maybe she's not feeling it. I don't know."
Yeah, it's like, whatever.
She's like, you know what? I'm tired of worrying about stuff. Just whatever. You my man.
Apparently,
you look
she had a
good.
lot going on with like everybody calling off.
yes,
like,
calling off, yes.
That place was in quite like, for all that was going on there, allegedly like no cooks and everything.
Right.
It was little chaos.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Now,
I was in restaurants. Yeah.
Have you ever worked at a restaurant? No, it's not how it goes.
No. You don't have time to tell people off and tell them about themselves. You're running around
Talk to
trying
the
to.
DA,
yeah,
get their free
exactly.
drinks.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
you don't have time for all that.
All right. So then we have. Are we all good?
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
Sure.
Indeed.
So now we have Eve and Brady. Brady is falling in love with
He
Eve.
is,
Yeah.
Of course he
totally.
is.
Even though like this is supposed to be some sort of way for him to get his
Right.
job back
Right.
and get back in good graces with Victor, he's fallen for Eve,
Oh,
and
yeah.
especially with how she handled Tate and the Valentine
So
and missing
sweet.
his mom and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
And now I think they're building up to Oh, that's a spoiler.
Well, no, everybody
Oh,
knows
no.
this.
Well,
everybody
we
knows.
know, yeah.
Generally,
Oh,
it's
okay.
back, so they
Yeah,
come
yeah.
back.
Okay.
You know,
yeah,
that part everybody knows. Everybody knows that part.
yeah.
Okay.
For me personally, Cassidy probably was hot anyways, but she's a super hot. So why wouldn't Eric Martsoff's character fall in love with her character? She's hot. But I love that it's kind of, it gets about older people bringing up older stuff. I don't look at their ages.
No.
Right. You
They are good together.
Right.
This pair, I would have never guessed this pairing ever.
Well, I mentioned last week, the scene that sold me on them was last week when they finally had like a nice moment together on their date. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I'm for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Or when he saw her talking to Claire that time, when Claire came up when they were outside, I guess it was a date, and I forget that's her uncle Brady, and then she used to work with Eve, and it was a nice. He saw how nice she was about Claire and her scene career. And I saw the look in his face, like you really do care. Like there's a heart in there somewhere. And when she said, like, well, you know, it's deeper. So she made some kind of funny comeback.
Yeah.
They can talk real to each other, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
But also they're falling. I think.
I still think that Eve's character is such a nice combination of the women that Brady has dated. like all kind of put into one, but not so extreme. Because I
Okay.
feel like Kristen was such an extreme, Teresa was such an
Yeah.
extreme. Like
Chloe.
Eve is like this nice blend where
Yeah.
if she has to get nasty, she can, but she won't like on a scale of, you know, Marlena to Stefano. You know, she's like a Carrie. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Or yeah, Carrie, because I wouldn't say Sammy. But
yeah, no, I'm Sammy.
so she's just like a nice like
Yeah.
blend,
Yeah.
you know, where like she can hold her own and she still has the sex appeal and she has the deviousness when she needs to. But it's kind of like how he is. Like,
Right.
you know, he's not evil,
They're an equal.
but he is devious when he needs to be.
Yeah.
So
And they're both damaged.
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
They're both. I like that. But they're both damaged. I love damaged
Yeah.
people. That's all I date. No. Well, I like that they're both damaged, and they come together. They're coming together, working their damagedness.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
Daquan's on it. Somebody say Sammy? No,
Of
not
course.
really. Not
Of
really.
course.
Nobody said Sammy. Don't worry about it.
Anyone
Quick
else
question.
have anything to say about Eve and Brady before we move on? We all good? All
Yeah,
right.
we're good.
So now the triangle of Trip, Sierra, and Claire. First of all, I want Claire and Sierra to just like this whole rivalry thing is just kind of like, okay, girl, bye.
Thank you.
Go ahead and hop on that 22-hour flight to say hi to Theo. Tell him we
Finally,
said
she's
hi.
gone.
Yeah, tell her we said
When are you
hi.
gonna get on that plane? Come
Yeah.
on.
But I like that Sierra was like, okay, girl, you like Theo and Trip. You just don't want to admit it.
I actually am a fan of Trip and Sierra.
Me too.
But I agree with you. I'm tired of this whole rivalry thing with the two girls. It's getting just,
Yeah.
and I know that. I mean, it just bugs the crap out of me.
Yeah.
When they're always fighting each other.
Yeah.
About
And it's-
men and stuff. It's like I'm just so over it.
It bugs Trip too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had that one, there was that one episode
Yes.
where he finally told him, like, you know, get
Shut
over
up.
it, shut
Yes.
up.
Yes. I like his
And you
exasperation.
thought like maybe that would be the end of it.
Right. No, it's
And
not clearly.
There's still yeah.
Get on the plane, bitch. Get on the plane.
Yeah.
I like the motorcycle scene.
Oh, that
Yes,
was a
that's
good
good.
one.
You know, he
That
had a
was
lot
good.
on his mind, and she said,
Yes.
"Come with me." And I wasn't expecting, like, where are they going?
But I like how she takes control and she's like, in order for you to, you know, get on the bike, here's your helmet. You gotta hold
You're gonna have
me.
to wrap your arms
Yeah,
around
yeah.
me.
I'm like, okay, Sierra, you go, girl. You go ahead, girl. I'm with you.
I mean, this Sierra is just so much a better improvement over the last one.
Yeah.
So
You had to say it.
I'm saying I'm good for F. Yeah. I'm gonna say it because the Sierra I loved the most was Lauren Bowles when she was a kid. I
Oh,
loved her.
yes.
So I'm hoping this one will be like a little bit of her just older.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That
thought that's
little
what-
one was
There
adorable.
was,
Oh,
there was
she
a
was
period,
so
there was a
adorable.
period of time on Days of Our Lives where they were hiring really good child
No,
actors.
yeah.
And she was
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah.
I remember it was her and I think the boys that played Sammy and EJ's kids, maybe.
Yeah, Johnny.
I'm trying, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Johnny.
And you know, I
Allie.
just remember back in
Yeah.
the 90s, there were some kid actors on there. Where I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. And I just remember watching back then and like, wow, they're getting some good.
And Terrell, who
Yeah.
played
Yeah,
Who
Terrell
played
Ransom
Theo.
Jr.
yeah,
Yes.
that was a nice little
Yes.
Little clip.
They're all good. The guy
Yeah.
who played this kid Chase. He
Yeah.
was good. They were all good.
yeah.
Maybe
oh
that's the one I
yeah.
was thinking.
Yeah, they were all good. And it's like,
Yeah.
but Lauren Bowles was like, just I'm like, she's good.
She was so
funny.
sassy. I was like, no
Yeah.
wonder they keep giving her lines because
And
she
she was
hits them.
she was holding a ring hostage from Sammy.
from Sammy.
Yeah.
I know. I love
was like,
that storyline. Go
ahead.
girl.
Oh yes, when she was like, "Oh,
Like, I'm not
these
giving this
earrings."
back.
Oh, the earrings. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, you're gonna have to get me a pair.
Yes.
And I was like,
Yeah.
"Go ahead, girl."
Yes, but this year I like her. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
I can believe her as Bo and Hope's child.
Exactly.
Yes, and I believe her more so. She has more Bo in her than Hope.
Oh,
Yes, yes. Sean Douglas is more Hope than
Yes.
Bo.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
yes,
All right, that it. We all good? Okay.
yes.
And really quick, Raven Hope's wedding is coming up. Did they say March 1st?
March
March
1st.
So
Who
that's
plans a
coming
wed-
up.
I'm sorry. I planned my wedding in 3.5 months, and I was stressed the F out for that entire 3.5 months. So how?
It's Salem, girl.
Salem.
Oh, I know, but
Like, do you know?
there are
how
some
many-
times where I can't
This is-
suspend my reality that much.
This isn't their first time at the rodeo.
Sure
it's
isn't
like
their
it's
first
like
time
oh,
at the
that-
rodeo.
it's like
Okay.
here's
Can
how
we
it,
just skip the rehearsal dinner? Can we just skip? Like, yes.
I love
yes.
how Hope just was like, "Here's our invitations I already mailed him," and he was like, "Oh." Like, I would have cut my fiance. I would have been like, no, I want to see him. But I guess maybe he's
Straight men
Rafe.
don't care.
He's Rafe.
Straight men
Yeah.
don't care.
No.
They don't. Straight men don't care.
I love that I don't know, when she said that though about the rehearsal dinner and all that kind of stuff, it makes me feel like she has reservations still.
I hope so.
Are you okay? Let's go around
Was
the
she
table.
gonna
No, well, you know I'm an extreme Hope fan. Kristen Alfonso, please come in the show so I can cry in person so I can meet you. I'm an extreme fan, so for me, I don't care for Hope and Rafe. I just don't.
Tammy,
She can't be alone for the rest of her life.
that's not answering the question. Tammy.
Oh my God. Okay, DA Trask. Go on. Like,
Are you for Hope and Rafe? And you can be honest.
No.
Okay.
okay, good girl.
Michael.
Gonna have to say no.
Because you know why? Because
You know who I loved? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you know who the last non-Bo relationship she
Aiden.
had? Yes.
Yes. That's
I
who you
thought
like.
And they
were
ruined it. They
great
ruined it.
together, and
No.
they f.
Oh, she's like,
Why not?
No.
No, okay, no. Here's the thing. Rafe and Aiden. I mean, not Rafe and Aiden.
oh, hey.
It's a whole different
Hey.
Hope and Aiden, like the way that everything started and everything, we were like, okay, we're here for it or whatever. Then they made him cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs,
Right.
and we
Yes.
were like, oh
Yes.
man.
Why?
But then when they brought him back, I was like, okay,
Second chance.
this is his
This
way
is
to
it.
redeem himself. But then when they made him cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs again, we were like,
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
I still feel like there was more chemistry with Hope and Aiden than with Rafe and Hope.
Yeah.
I just thought
It feels
Aiden was so
like
polar opposite.
But opposites attract.
I know, and I got that concept, but I don't want her with a suit. I didn't want her with that energy.
But if you think about
Because
it,
I will always love Bo
Oh, yeah,
and
of course,
Hope.
yeah.
So I want someone. Rafe is the closest thing on the canvas that's
true.
got some of that
I will take
leather
your
jacket thing.
Well, no, here's the thing. I will tell. Well, that's close, but I will tell you. I talked to Wally Chris when we got in here. I liked Justin and Hope together for a minute. They were trying to go that direction for a minute, and I liked them together actually. And he liked doing the storyline. It didn't work out that way. But I thought that could have been interesting. Kyriakis, her
Yeah.
again, and they could have been. I mean, he's kind of like a suit. But there's another side to him, so I don't know. I kind of liked that direction.
I think Aiden was just like Bo, except replaced the leather jacket with a suit jacket. Like he was still, he didn't come from like a prominent family like she did, and maybe like not as upper class as her, but he was still a great guy. Except, he wore a suit rather than the leather
I do
jacket.
agree with you. When he came back,
Yeah.
I liked him better.
Yes.
then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he
yeah.
did have an edge to him.
Yeah.
and
Yes.
There was pain there. There was.
Yes.
Well, coulda, shoulda,
Anyway,
woulda.
Hope and Rafe,
Yeah.
like, I'll support it, but it could be better. I
Well,
guess that's my opinion.
we'll see
My
what-
opinion.
Your opinion.
My opinion.
Yes.
We'll see what
Like it
happens
matters.
with this March 1st wedding because apparently, again, no one in Salem can keep a secret because now Rafe has confided into Eli and Eli has
Could
confided
you
into
believe
Rafe.
that
I know, dang.
session they had?
Oh, there was a quote. I
Could you
wish I had
believe
meant to write
that?
it down and I forgot, but he said something like, Rafe said something like, "We're not bad guys. We're looking out for people by keeping the secrets." I was like, "Okay."
I wrote that down like hashtag looking out for people. Yeah,
know.
that's what you were doing. Yeah.
I'm still salty over the fact that Sammy told Carrie what's going on. I'm like,
Well, they're sisters.
No,
That-
they were never confidants. They were never. They were always rivals.
Listen.
They loved. They
Okay,
were
yeah.
They were frenemies. Or anything else.
Carrie painted the picture for us.
Yeah, I know. But I still don't get it. Sorry.
It's because her and Sammy probably got into a fight, and in order to be salty, Sammy was like, "Well, I slept with Rafe because I know you got a thing for him, ho."
Exactly.
Here's the problem: when Sammy and Rafe reconnected, when Allison Sweeney and Gary Gayling, their characters reconnected, that's what made me again say that Hope and Rafe don't belong together.
Yeah.
I see more chemistry with them
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
My bad English. them two. That was like, but this remind me why I don't think she should be with Hope because
Well,
I mean.
But also with Sammy and Rafe, it's one of those things where when you put a couple together, you really have to build that couple.
Yes.
So when Sammy and Rafe were locked in that safe house,
yeah.
we saw them build together. You know what I mean?
agree.
When they decided to make Will gay and put him with Sonny, we saw that whole
Yes,
thing
we
build.
did.
So it's like
Yeah.
we're rooting for it. Like we saw the whole thing build with Hope and Aiden, and then they were like, nope. And then they were like, well, now we're gonna go back to Rafe and Hope, and we were like, well, we don't want
First they did the whole let's in 3 days bring Bo back, kill him, then bring Aiden back. So Aiden's there, and then kill, and then have them kill
cruel.
him,
That
and
was
then they go
cruel.
back to Ray. It was like that whole time period. I'm still salty about that too. That's another story.
My thought with the whole killing off of Bo, and I'm not
Why
putting.
are you laughing? That was a
I'm sorry.
horrible time.
I'm not putting words in Peter Ruckle's mouth, but I almost imagine him being like, "Listen, y'all, I'm not coming back on this show. Like, let's just do this, kill them all, and then we can just go about our
Done with
business."
it, yeah.
Because they kept alluding like, "Oh, he's just
Yeah.
away, he's just away," and I think Days was probably like,
They needed to put some
"Are you ready to
closure
come
on it,
back?"
yeah.
And Peter was like, "No." You ready to come back now? No.
Ooh, someone said they should bring Patrick back.
Oh, Brody
Hutzler?
Yeah.
Oh, Patrick Lockhart.
Yes.
For Hope?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. They
They
have a
did
thing.
have a
They
thing,
did.
yeah.
They had a thing,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Why
He's
not?
hot.
Let's
That's my
Dig into the
criteria.
archives.
That's my criteria.
He's been on a couple of Lifetime movies.
Yeah.
And he still
He
looks
has.
good.
Yeah, that's good. Mhm.
All right. Well, that has been your week of days, and now it's time for our segments, and we have some new ones coming up for you. But we're going to start with mine, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. All right. So, this
Wow. Okay.
This was a
Heavy
tough one.
sighs.
I know.
Wow.
This was a tough one. I think I'm going between two, and okay. So, in this moment, I'm gonna make my decision. So, my honorable mention
Okay.
for the 3 Snaps Award goes to Lamone Archie for his look at Sal
Sal and
Lonnie.
at Lonnie. Like, are you sure? Like, and I imagine him being like, "Bitch, are you?"
Is you crazy?
Yeah. So there's that. But my official 3 Snaps Award goes to Miss Lisa Rinna, because when she fired that gun and that guy dropped and she was standing
that
there,
picture,
that was
that
I was
moment.
Great.
Yes.
welcome back.
Yes.
So Tony's official 3 Snaps Award goes to Miss Lisa Rinna, Billy
Billy,
Reed,
woohoo.
for firing that gun and showing us how to look
Yes.
so good doing it.
Okay.
Bam.
Okay.
And now it's time for
Mark's Quote of the Week.
nope.
Normally
Normally it would be. Do you have the look who's related?
Look who's related.
There you go.
So, okay, folks, so that you guys have been inundating me with this request. So once and for all, I'm going to tell you who Stefano's kids are and why Tony and Andre are not brothers. His bio children are Renee Dumond, Megan Hathaway, Benji DeMira, all deceased, of course. Dr. Alexandria Lexi DeMira Carver, she's deceased too.
Yeah.
Chad DeMira, Stephen O. DeMira, EJ DeMira, who's now deceased too, and then Andre DeMira, which is now deceased. His adopted children are Kristen Blake DeMira and Peter Blake, who's in prison. Now, here's the deal. You guys don't remember this. Tony was brought on and thought to be Stefano's son. But Stefano was married to Daphne DeMira, which was Tony's biological mother. It was revealed in 1983 that he's not Stefano's son.
Okay.
Stefano went to prison, came back in 84. He brought his nephew, Andre, on with Tony's face. He had plastic surgery done. And that's why Tony and Andre look the same. But of course, it was revealed in 2007 that all the years we thought Tony was on the show was actually Andre impersonating Tony. And Tony had been in prison somewhere since 1993. The reason why it's kind of confusing now, there was never an on-screen explanation to why Andre is actually Stefano's son. When Andre was brought back on in 2015, it was just said he found out he was Stefano's son.
Okay.
So nobody's going crazy. There's never an on-screen anything about that.
There was never a reveal. It was
No.
just kind of like.
Tony's not here. Tony was not here. That was revealed. But Andre. So when they were mentioning they were brothers, they were thought to have been brothers or not. They're actually not related. And Tony's not related to Stefano at all biologically.
Okay.
But Andre is. That's his son. So that's. I just want to make sure you get that. So no one's crazy.
That cleared some stuff up for me too.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I'm glad you
good.
went
Okay,
through that.
good. Okay, good.
Because I did think I was
very-
crazy.
yeah.
No, don't be sincere. Like, good. No, people have been asking me. It's like it is a little confusing. I know the family tree, but I had to look up just exactly what the dates were. And he said when he came back, yeah, just said that he was Stefano's son.
Okay. Well, thank you for that.
there you go.
Thank you.
And that has
The
been.
more you know.
Related.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy to introduce to you one of our newest segments. Designer Days. Ooh, fashion.
Yes.
Designer Days.
Fashion.
Coats.
Elegance.
Elegance. Opulence. Designer Days.
Designer.
Brought to you by Miss Tami Goveia.
Yes, Designer Days. I love
Yes.
it. I'm so excited about this segment, you
So
guys.
first, before you go into it, let us
Yes.
tell them exactly what this segment is.
Yeah, so it's going to be a recap of the week, and it's going to focus spotlight fashion, decor, anything design oriented, because there's a lot of amazing fashion on the show, decor on the show, and we just want to give kudos to the wardrobe people and to the set folks and all that good work. So this week, there was a couple of things. We're going to celebrate Valentine's Day, and we're going to give it up for Cassie DePaiva and Susan Hayes. Cassie's in this. I thought it was red, but I'm thinking it's more of a hot pink, no?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
So the
kind of,
sheath
yeah.
dress, and she paired it with long black boots, and it was really hard to. I don't know if there was ever a full length
I don't think so either. I
picture.
don't think so
Yeah,
either, yeah.
which so it was really hard. And then Susan Hayes, of course.
Yeah.
And this was actually a full length dress, and if you remember the 50th anniversary for Days, she wore that on the red carpet for the celebration.
okay.
So I'm guessing that that's her own personal dress, and she should wear it every day because it looks absolutely stunning on her, right?
They
And-
always dress her very elegantly.
They do.
Well,
They
she
do.
just
always-
she just
yeah.
exudes that.
She's the best.
So that's our a celebratory Valentine's moment. And then the second one, we have to do this,
Yes.
right? We had to do
Yes.
we had to do the M. Missoni paint splattered coat. That's the official title of this jacket that Gabby is wearing. It's fabulous and versatile and perfect for murder and betrayal. I don't know if M. Missoni would appreciate that, but you know,
I love it.
it's a memorable jacket. So there you go.
I wonder if people will actually go out and buy this jacket.
Well, this I found online.
Yeah.
So this one was easy to track.
To find.
I like it that you can see what it actually looks like on a person, because when you see it in a photo or you see it on a mannequin, you can't really get an idea. But
Yeah.
paired with the dress that she's wearing, it's fantastic.
Yeah. I like it.
I do too. I like it.
Well, great job. And that has been Designer Days. Fashion. Opulence. Designer. Opulence. And now we have another new segment brought to you by our very own Michael Mattes. It's called Caption This.
Yes, yes, hey.
There
I
we
like
go.
that, I like
Okay,
that, I
I was
like
waiting
that.
for it.
I like that.
Okay, so every week I will post a picture on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and I want you all to caption it. Give it a funny, creative caption, because I'm not funny and creative. So I need your help because I'm just at a loss. So this week's photo, you see Hope handing Carrie the wedding invitation, and Carrie giving kind of a look. So out of every entry, we got a lot of good entries. I am choosing Stevie Jam on Instagram.
Okay.
I'm paraphrasing it a little bit, but the gist was, next time you're not feeling well, drink the Pepto-Bismol, don't wear it.
Oh, dang.
So thank you,
The
Stevie
shade.
Jam.
Shade.
Wow.
I will most likely pick the shadiest one every week. Not gonna lie,
It's Shady Sunday.
but there you go.
I love it.
Stevie
like it.
Jam on Instagram. Thank you very much.
That's a fun segment.
I don't
Yeah.
have
A prize.
We're not giving anything away,
Wait,
but
just-
you know.
You get mentioned on the
Thank you.
show.
It's just
Yeah.
it's just special
Good job. Thank
special
you.
recognition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is enough. And that has been Caption This.
I'm just gonna have you do that every week. I don't want like an official. I just want you to do that. Every week.
Caption This. All right, so and now it's time for
TV News.
All right, so in our news today, if you guys would like to meet the stars of Days of Our Lives in Charlotte, North Carolina on April 21st, please make sure you attend the Stargazer event hosted by me.
There you go.
Bravo.
I will be joined with Billy Flynn, who plays Chad Namera. Brian Datillo, who plays Lucas, our own Marcy Miller, who is currently playing Gabrielle. And of course, Galen Gehring will all be in attendance on April 21st in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you are in or around the area, make sure you come and check out the event. It is stargazerevents.org. So check that out. Also, I saw on Facebook this weekend that Judy Evans, my good Judy, has booked a role in a film called Intensive Care, which reunited her with Brody Hutzler.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh my God.
And they're not playing mother and son, but they have been reunited. So congratulations to them on their new roles. And also booking a new film is friend to the show, Cassie DePaiva. Her and Nathan Purdy, who's ex-Hank of One Life to Live, are starring in a new film called Killian and the Comeback Kids. DePaiva and Purdy play husband and wife and parents of the title character, a struggling musician and college grad who returns to his hometown to find a job while putting his band together. So yeah, and they're currently having a campaign to help finish the film, and you guys can support that. There's tons of perks that you can get, including autographed CDs from Cassie, a call from Cassie, maybe a walk-on role in the movie, instruments, and other items. So we'll make sure we put the
link
up on the thing. Sorry, I was like, when you're in the studio, you see a note and you're like that. He knows what that means. Gotta give it up to Steve.
But we love Cassie. We want to support her.
Yes,
everything.
And it's an interracial couple. Her and Nathan Purdy. It's gonna be an interracial kind of story.
Good.
I like that.
I
We
love
need
it.
more of those.
I like it.
Yes.
All right, and that's it. That's our show.
What a
That was fun.
That was good.
That was a lot.
Times.
That's fun.
Well,
Thanks for having me on.
James, thanks for coming on and coming on for a full hour. I will never accept your resignation
I know you
from
will.
this show.
Yeah.
And hope that you will join us again soon.
Thank you.
Before we head out, let everyone know where they can find you on the social medias.
You can find we're all James Lott Jr.'s are sold at James Lott Jr. And stay tuned next. I have Lawrence St. Victor joining me and Tammy for Bold Breakdown.
Exciting.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Tammy?
And you can find me Twitter at Tami Goveia, Facebook at Tami Goveia, and Instagram Tami_Goveia.
Michael Mattes.
Michael Mattes.
Get it right.
He never gets his right.
Every
He
time.
never gets his right.
I know. Okay.
Twitter, MLMattis1. Not at Twitter. Just Twitter. You'll find me. Instagram, MLMattis.
You sure?
Are you sure?
I think so, yeah. I'm good.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Needs cue cards.
He's sure. He's sure. Steve's like, you sure?
If you see pictures of my dog, you'll know
Thank you.
it's me. And like the pictures of my dog. He's very, self-conscious.
We all need validation. And of course, you guys can follow us on Instagram. You can follow the show on Instagram and Facebook, Dishin Days, or on Twitter, _Dishin Days, the ad is implied. Or you can find me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my website, loungingwithtony.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and
Thank
we
you,
will
guys.
see you next week for another full recap of NBC's #1 hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. Bye, everybody.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.